So you've been wanting to research companies, but you don't necessarily have the time to do it yourself, or you don't know how to do it yourself. In this series of videos, I'm going to be going step by step through my entire process from beginning to end on how I find companies, what I look for when I do my initial research on the companies. If they pass my initial research, how do I value and evaluate them after reading their financial statement? I will go step by step, including valuations when we get to that point, in how to evaluate companies. My name is Jason Rivera, and welcome to Value Investing Journey Case Studies. Hey, Jason here. Today, in this series, in this case study series, as I mentioned last week, we're going to now begin going over owner's earnings. Before we actually get to some of the calculations and some of the kind of, just the calculations, and I want to tell you what we're doing with owner's earnings, kind of as a 30,000 foot overview of the strategy that we're incorporating here with owner's earnings. So, owner's earnings are essentially the earnings you could take out if you were of the company, if you were to own the entire company. To me, these are the most kind of real world economic earnings for a company, even more so than free cash flow. Because if you wanted to, there's a lot of gray area in the things that go into this owner's earnings calculation, like net income, depreciation, amortization, changes in working capital. There are nuances and gray areas, which we'll get to in future videos, of all these kind of numbers that if you really wanted to, you could take a big chunk of this money out of the business if you wanted to. I don't necessarily recommend that, because then you're skimping on things like CapEx, to some degree research and development, things like that. So I don't necessarily think you should, but again, if you owned the entire company, we're trying to figure out what the kind of real world economic earnings of the company are, and that's what you do with the owner's earnings calculation. That is hopefully an easy way to understand this concept, because as we continue going along and get into the calculation and some of the nuances here, things will get confusing. In all likelihood, again, I will do my best to kind of hopefully prevent that confusion for you, because the calculation, again, can be very confusing. That's why I wanted to start off with a kind of a 30,000 foot overview of what owner's earnings are. It's as simple as that. The earnings you could take out theoretically if you were to own the entire company. And we're trying to do that to see what we as total business owners, what is the true economic profitability of the company. We can use this number to value the company. We can use this number to see possibly where we can cut costs, find efficiencies, increase profitability numbers, all these different things, which we'll get into in the coming weeks. But that, again, is the overarching kind of 30,000 foot view of owner's earnings and what we're going to be doing with owner's earnings. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to be going over how to calculate this number, what some of the nuances are in the calculation, all these things, and we're going to culminate this entire kind of series of lessons and case study videos with another live webinar where we're going to actually go through an owner's earnings calculation of one or two companies, real world companies that I haven't looked at any point. We'll calculate it up. You can ask questions. All that kind of stuff. I will notify you when that's going to be. Looking at this point, sometime in December is when it'll be, and you can sign up. I'll have the sign-ups ready a lot sooner. Hopefully next week we'll have the sign-ups ready for this, so you can sign up and you'll be notified. And again, this is free. There will be no pitch or anything on here. This will be 100% value towards you and helping educate you, giving you a ton of value, showing you how to in a real world sense analyze a business, because again, I wish somebody would have helped me with this kind of stuff. I literally wasted years of time trying to figure out this stuff for myself. And owner's earnings is so complex, or it can be so complex. I simplify it a lot, like I do with everything else, but it can be so complex that I literally, when I first, it's one of the first concepts I ever learned, owner's earnings in value investing, but I didn't understand it kind of fully until 5-10 years, probably closer to, let's say probably in the middle, 7-8 years after I really started learning value investing is when I kind of fully understood this concept. Because again, it can be so complex and very few people talk about it. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Jay June, and I, to be honest with you, are the only people that I can think of off the top of my head that I've ever seen talk about owner's earnings and actually explain kind of on a deep level what it means. So I hope you enjoy this series. Hope you learned a ton from it, and I'll keep you notified when the signups start. Again, hopefully that's next week. But in this week, I want to start off real simple, just give you the definition of owner's earnings, and get you kind of excited for owner's earnings. We're going to have lessons. We're going to do calculations. I'll show you how you can use this in evaluations. And eventually we're going to cap this off with a free live valuation webinar, like we did with ASXFY. I'll keep you updated on that. Until next time, until next week, learn as much as you can about owner's earnings. Again, there's not much you can find about it. Recommend going to old school value if you want to learn about it kind of in advance. I have a course, free video course, or not a free video course, a video course on owner's earnings. If you want access to that, I can get you a discounted code. Let me know. And that's it. I mean, again, I wanted to keep things as simple as possible in this first video, because things are going to get complex pretty fast. So hope you enjoy this video. Hope you learn a ton from it, or hope you learn a ton from this and future videos on owner's earnings. And I'm looking forward to doing this next series and bringing you a ton of value and helping you educate, and so you can evaluate real world businesses a lot faster than I did. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.